Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome to another installment of the Vegas Dirt. My name is Dave. Ransom is not here with me this week. He is on vacation, so I'll be flying solo. But this week I got the dirt on the remake of Footloose, starring Kemi Warmold, Julianne Hough, Dennis Quaid, and Andy McDowell. If you're not familiar with Footloose, Footloose is basically about a kid named Ren McCormack who moves to a small town after living in a big city for a while, and he brings his rebellious spirit along with him. In the original, Kevin Bacon was from Chicago, but in this new one, he's from Boston. And the reason why he displays his rebellious spirit is because Dennis Quaid's character, Reverend Shaw Moore, places a ban on rock and roll and dancing because of a situation that happened with a group of teenagers that ended up dying years prior. It must have been some pretty hardcore dancing. Anyway, because of that, it enables Ren McCormack, played by Kemi Warmold, to challenge the status quo and taking an interest in the minister's daughter. Giggity. So did this version of Footloose cut loose more than the original? Well, Craig Brewer, who was the director, who also directed movies such as Hustle and Flow, which I'm a big fan of, didn't bedazzle me like the original did. The original Footloose was such a milestone when it came out because it was the first of its kind. No one had ever seen a movie like this before, but now it almost doesn't even have the same, I guess you could say, enlightenment that the first one had. The one thing that did remain constant and strong though were the dancing scenes. They did make me want to get out of my seat, but there just weren't that many of them, and it didn't last long enough. Plus, I don't think you can top old school Kevin Bacon. The acting in this movie wasn't bad, but I wouldn't write home about it. All in all, I think this movie was alright, even though these type of movies are not my cup of tea. If you were a fan of the original Footloose, I definitely think you would like this just because it is very similar. Even though they did make minor changes, it is very similar to the first one. So if you are a diehard, go see it. Another remake coming out this weekend that you might want to see is The Thing, and then there's The Big Year starring Jack Black, Steve Martin, and Owen Wilson.